Friday morning live arm wrestling show. Got some guests. I'll introduce them in a second. First thing I want to do is shout out the Patreon members. Of course, the Alpha members, which is the highest tier: Dana William, Nisley, Jeff Frank, Bruce Willis, and Barbarian Arm Wrestling. And we got Dustin already on the line. Good morning, Dustin. Joined once again by Jeff Frank and a face that many of you guys will recognize. Top 8 superstar, PAL star, Alex Kurdecha. How are you doing this morning, Alex?
I'm doing very well. It's beautiful weather in the Warsaw, Poland. We enjoy the summer now. Actually, we a little bit want more arm wrestling this summer because it was not so many arm wrestling this summer because of coronavirus, etc. But all the people of our sports or of our athletes want to go to table to grab somebody's hand and do something, to start even maybe small competition. Our guys, I really miss arm wrestling. We want to make arm wrestling great again.
Yeah, so that's almost like a Donald Trump line you just gave there. That's great. We're kind of the same way over here. Everyone's trying to stay busy training. Mm-hmm. How are you staying motivated for what's upcoming? Like, how does your training change now that or first of all, I guess, what is coronavirus doing over there? Are you guys like back in gyms and stuff?
Yeah, actually now it's everything like more or less okay. Gym are open, everybody goes to train at the gym. But before, like in the beginning of coronavirus, everything was closed. It was really hard to train without the gym because you don't have all the equipment at home, even if you have like your own gym. But because it's also, you need to go to train with somebody, yeah? And they make it illegal. It was really crazy times for us. But at the beginning, we tried to find some new possibilities of trainings with rubber, trainings at home. Yeah, we even make some movie about how we train at home. You can find it on my Instagram. And after the like hard times, now we come back to the gym and train normally. Like I see that everybody now in a good shape. Actually, maybe some guys take it to the rest to come back to gym even stronger and start to train stronger and better. And about myself, like I have some plans for this year. These plans are going forward, and I hope that coronavirus doesn't change my plans. So that's about me.
Well, you seem to improvise quite well with the training. You sent me some videos there of grabbing onto some SUVs and we're using them to pull them around there off the arm wrestling table. So that was some neat ways to improvise some training.
Yeah, it was actually one of the way how you act by yourself. You train at home, and it's legal, yeah, because you don't take somebody's hand, and you are exactly like more than 2 meters before the other people. So it was absolutely legal training.
Ryan, do you put that in your repertoire for training?
What?
Do I like pull SUVs and stuff with my? No, man. See, mine's just conventional, boring stuff. Like I've always trained at home, so coronavirus really didn't have an effect on me at all. My training hasn't changed other than I didn't have a training partner for a long time, and we couldn't practice.
Yeah.
So
it seems to be back to normal as far as training goes, anyways here.
Well, the weird thing is we have more cases now than we did when everything was shut down, but nobody's panicking, and everything seems on track to reopen schools and all that stuff. So we've had arm wrestling practices, but the numbers in Manitoba are going up a lot. So I don't know, man. We'll see.
Go ahead.
Do you guys have like a second wave coming? Is it something that's concerning that you're going to get shut down again?
Okay, about the Europe, about the situation in Poland, like they, I think, like try to prepare people to second wave, and they want to do everything to not say we are said it before, yeah. But situation now, it's not so bad. Looks like they take everything under control, and actually people are listening everything the government tell them to do and trying to do that. And about number of new cases, I'm actually don't search it. I don't search it too much, but like they say that compared to all the Europe territory, in the Poland, it's maybe lowest number of the cases with coronavirus. So really, we want to believe that everything will be okay, and it doesn't be like all say that it will be another bigger wave of coronavirus. All want to be healthy, to do everything to be healthy and to stay strong and go from this time to forward together.
So, are they still planning on running Zloty Tour this year?
Yeah, they really plan, and they also hope that everything will be okay in that time. Yeah, because it also if it will be closed gyms and even events will be illegal to organize, it will be impossible, especially impossible to do it in Poland. But they plan, they like put the top 8 in the next year, but Zloty Tour should be according to the plan. But of course, it depends from the situations in the country. Yeah.
Are they still planning on running those matches that have Levin versus Dennis and versus Chafee? Okay.
Yeah, they plan to do these matches like not in the top 8, but like usual vendettas, like the All Stars Vendetta program. They want to do these arm fights, like all the guys who like have their pair, so they will be fighting each other on the vendettas at Zloty Tour. That's the plan.
Yeah. So we're just a little while away from finding out, can WAL compete with PAL?
Yeah, I saw that Devon write like something about the matches, like 5 pairs, and he proposed to organize it in Dubai. It's I think it's a good thing to think about this possibility to organize. I don't know. It's about organization, how to make it for like event, yeah, because all the guys from both sides has some contracts, yeah, and even now, if they are not pool with somebody, they are waiting and according to the contract, yeah. So, but I like this idea. The idea like PAL versus WAL. I think it's a good idea. Very nice.
It is a good idea. Now,
who are the athletes to take part, Ryan? On the WL side,
I haven't seen it. Did Devin make a proposal on the athletes?
I thought I seen. Maybe I didn't. I thought it would be himself. What side would Dave Chafee be pulling from? He'd be pulling from the PAL side.
I guess he would.
Yeah. But the proposal was like Dave pull with Dennis, like Dave from the WAL, yeah. Or maybe from the American side to the Dennis, like European side or PAL side, like something like this.
Well, it's interesting, but what happens if one side just destroys the other side? Which is,
it will be more interesting. It will be motivation from some guys. Because, like, it's always boring when it is predictable, yeah. But if you organize some matches from the US versus Europeans, or maybe like WAL versus PAL, it means that all the subscribers can see the new matches, yeah, the matches you don't ever saw before. Yeah. So what the nice in that situation that absolutely not predict we cannot predict what will be and what will be the score. These guys like. Also, like, for example, Devon proposed Jerry Kerdecha versus Vitaly. And actually, I'm agree with this match because it's absolutely interesting. Why I say interesting? Because if you pull somebody and somebody's wrist, for example, Vitaly's are stronger, it's impossible to go to do something without that. But, for example, Jerry pull without the wrist, so like for him it's not a problem. And if somebody asks me, I don't like put more than 50% of each of them, so like 50-50. So I think it can be a very interesting match, and also others. So we have the guys from the PAL and also WAL have a good athletes, and I think it can be a lot of good pairs of good arm fights. Yeah,
I think there's two people on that list that don't lose no matter who shows up, and that's one is Dennis and one is Levon. In my opinion, I don't think Ryan agrees with me, but I think those two are pretty safe, in my opinion.
Now, how good? That depends on how good Dennis's right arm is feeling. Now,
yeah, they are really strong, but also the questions about Michael Todd's shape, because a lot of guys says me that Michael now on the prime of his shape. Now he's awesomely strong, yeah. And for me, like it's interesting because other guys, like even Dave, he's extremely strong, but with Levan, it can be a little bit uncomfortable to pull with him because of his size of the hand and also because of Levan's top roll. He actually on all the top 8, first stage and second stage, he don't use his top roll because he uses like side pressure a little bit, but he can to use it. So for me, interesting how it will be like versus Michael Todd, because I don't ever see that Michael Todd was beaten by only top roll. It always you need to go to the triceps or do something else. But
Didn't Hermes beat him on a top roll?
What?
Hermes Gasparini, did he not beat Michael Todd off a top roll?
ancient history, Jeff.
Yeah, but
Hey, listen, if you're going to judge somebody today by all their losses, I mean, there was a time that I beat Michael Todd at the Arnold Classic too. But
So when it was, when it was?
Oh man, I think it was 2010, 2000.
Ooh, 10 years before.
Yeah.
So you are guys that dinosaurs in this sport, in a good way, of course.
Yeah,
But you know, you have such a huge experience. I want to have this experience because nothing can give you this strong in your mind, this strength in your mind, only when you are experienced it. You know how to use your power. You can be strong, but in some situations, new for you, you can lose even when you're stronger. But when you are experienced, that means that you are really dangerous for your opponent.
How many years have you been in the sport?
To be honestly, like in sport, it's maybe longer time, but in arm wrestling from the 2017, I won the open class in the Polish Arm Wrestling Cup. And I think it's a time when I'm going seriously into arm wrestling. It was not like too seriously, yes, but I like trying to check myself. What can I do in this sport? Yeah. Guys say to me, you have a potential now, going forward and try yourself, keep going, etc. And for me, it was like goal after goal. So when I put some goal, I earn it, and after that, I put next goal and next and next and next. I was never expected to go to top 8. Actually, for me, it was really wonder and cool to be third after Levan and some guy from Belarus in the Zloty tour. Because on that year when I'm starting, it was Silayev, Laletin, guy from the Azerbaijan, Aslanov. He's also very strong. It was too many stars and too many like world champions title guys. So and I never expect something like that. I want to check myself, but I was not expected to do something like this. And after that, I won the medal, bronze medal, but I'm so happy about that. And after that, I'm going forward to top 8. And like now, something even more. Like more possibilities came to me, and also more possibilities to check myself again, and I'm absolutely ready for that.
So is there anybody in North America who really interests you? If you could match up with anyone?
Absolutely a lot of guys. Absolutely a lot of guys. Because actually I never pull with somebody, yes. I maybe try some guys from the US, but you know, only with Tim, because Tim is here, yeah, he's on top 8. Even with Dave, we never trying to pull even like side table or something. And I want to pull some guys, especially left arm, maybe Travis even, or Devon, if you don't want to sit and don't do anything, but trying some new guys from Poland. Of course, I'm joking because Devon for me is top of the top. I'm joking because he knows that for me he's like guru of arm wrestling. He's like Master Yoda or something like that. But if you want to make yourself better, you go in with the best. So that's why I want to try with the best, yeah. And if it's possible to be on arm fight with some of the US guys who on the prime, who on the top, I'm absolutely ready to take this chance. And
you were telling me that your left hand is actually substantially better than your right hand, correct?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I don't know why, because I'm not lefty. I'm actually a right-handed guy, but on my last competitions, I always have some now endurance problems with left and right. Yeah, I was like going in one shot, but in the Moldova, I was second after Andrei Pushkar. It was like there was some guys like Quiquinia. Also, it was Trubin there on the left hand in the category, and it was some guys from Bulgaria, couple guys strong, and it may be not so huge number of the athletes, but it was 6 or 5 really strong guys. And I remember that I'm not expected to go there, like to final with Andre. I think, okay, I will check with Dimitri Trubin or somebody, or a guy from Georgia. His name is Lutidze, Rivaz Lutidze.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, that guy, if you remember this guy, he has very tough pulling with Levan Saginashvili on the votes. Maybe after that or before that, I don't remember, not sure about that. But that guy from the Georgia, Rivaz, he's also from the Georgia like Levan. So he was absolutely strong. He shows very big problems for guys like Trubin or Andre. I remember that Andre has fall on the straps, and after that he concentrate all his mind power and go and won with Rivaz. And about Dmitry Trubin trying to go to the straps, but Rivaz won his wrist and shot him on like 2 seconds. Yeah, and for me it was a lot on that time, because also I think maybe Dima is not in the best shape, but Dima has the match versus Andre, and it was hard match. It was not like half a second. So that's why I think that guy is strong. And about left, that day, maybe I was too lucky. I was on my side. And I was second in the heavyweight category after Andre. And even I'm catch little bit Andre start, but it was maybe 2 seconds or 1 second, but it was also something for me, something new.
So I got a few questions for you that are coming out of the comment section. First of all, how old are you?
I'm 29 years old, guy from Poland, Polish Viking.
Polish Viking, 29. And if none of this coronavirus stuff happened, we'd all met you about a week ago. But how big are you? How tall are you? How much do you weigh?
My body weight in the season, 155 kilos. In the Malaysia, I was 160, but it was too much for me. Now, it's off season, maybe 147, something like this. Also about high, I'm 2 meters, 2 centimeters high, something like this.
So just so everybody understands what that means, that's about 340 pounds. And how many centimeters high?
2 meters and 2 centimeters.
6'6".
6'6". So that's a big dude. Now you talk
in top 8, I was second on the high, because Vitaly even
Vitaly's
3 or 4 centimeters higher than me. I think he has 2 or 6, something like this.
Okay, so you talked about goals, and you always set a goal for yourself. Do you have one right now?
Yeah, I have one. absolutely legendary goal right now, because I have, thanks to Jeff, I'm quite with Richard Lupkes. Like, actually, for me, all you guys, for me, like the stars, because when I'm starting to search something in the internet about wrestling, I find you, Ryan, I find the guys from the US, because it loads of videos on YouTube. And for me, like Richard, it's like old school horsepower. Why? Because I saw the match with Dennis. It was absolutely amazing match. It was on the Arnold Classic, as I remember, and it was very hard to Dennis. Dennis goes to Arnold Classics to prove to everybody that in that moment he's absolutely the strongest in the world. And he goes, he not expected like some other guys can even hold him like half a second or something. He was ready. He was ready, and he was waiting till the match, like versus Michael Top. But even in the pre-matches, he has a very tough match with Richard Lupkes, and Richard goes with him in the side pressure and also like in the hook. Dennis says me after that and on all his interview that he never tried the guy with such a strong hook and back pressure. He like says that in some like directions of movement, like also Dave are very strong, but he said that his shape on that day was maybe one of the best shapes, and he has huge problems to compete and won with Richard Lupkes. So I like actually this type of matches with huge power versus huge power. I like it.
Yeah, and if you look at this match on paper, you look at Richard and you look at Alex. You two are walking down the street. I'd probably go to the other side of the street because you're probably two of the most intimidating guys on earth. However, you're probably two of the nicest guys in the arm wrestling world, hands down. So, straight up an interesting match. Just you guys are both just exceptional people, very humble. Richard's a phenomenal guy. I can't wait to see how this one plays out. Ryan's sitting there thinking, well, I beat Richard, so I need a shot at Alex.
Well, here's the deal. There has to be a third match with Richard. There has to be. So I need a tiebreaker because Richard was coming back off of the surgery. I maybe wasn't in the greatest shape, so there needs to be one more. But I mean, I see you're wearing a top 8 shirt, Alex. But
thank you.
I also heard rumors that maybe you are coming over here for something.
Like I said in the beginning of our discussion, that I'm absolutely open to go somewhere and try myself with the guys, which I never tried before. And I think that American arm wrestling, and when I say American, I mean all the continent. I don't mean only US. I think it's older. Like always when we speak with the Russian guys from Ukraine, from Bulgaria, or besides where arm wrestling begin, from where it is. And we say that it's from the US. From the US, so that's the old arm wrestling goes from the US, from the America. And we need to be there. You need to go there and try to beat somebody, to try to pull with somebody, to find this spirit of arm wrestling. And that's also the guys like pulling in other rules and other maybe standards, but about the spirit, I really appreciate it. I like it. All the matches when I watched the matches of the Wall, so I like the show. I like the process. I like the atmosphere of them, and that's what this type of show, this type of event. So I'm really will be happy to be part of this everything, because even here, like when I'm pulling with somebody, I like to do something like that you guys do in the WAL. So I will be absolutely happy to compete with somebody from the American School of Arm Wrestling.
So has anybody contacted you from the league and asked you if you're interested?
To be honest, of course, there are some proposals, yeah. But
Okay.
now, when not everything signed, like because of coronavirus, it will be my secrets. But when it will be open, you will be one of the first person who will know it.
I appreciate that. I might be one of the first three people because there's been. I'm also probably waiting to hear some news from them, and rumor has it I was lined up to pull with Krasimir.
Oh yeah,
He'd gone over to pull you instead.
You know, some matches when you won with the control give you medal, but don't give you a new experience. And sometimes when you go into the troubles and you need to find a way to go out from the troubles, even if you are lose, but after that you think what was wrong and what to do to go forward with win. That's like that match, because in the first or second round with Krasi is extremely strong guy. He's strong. He even won on the hook with Levan. He's won when I've been in Moldova. Andrei says that they have like sparring with Krasi. It was like training together or something, and he said that in the hook he's extremely strong. Yeah, and was my first goal was okay. I'm ready to the hook and something like this, and I was ready. I was ready in the first round, the second round. I think okay, it's very strong guy, but I can manage with him. I respect him a lot because he's very experienced. He has, I don't know, maybe 20 years or 15 years experience in arm wrestling. But it was some interesting during the match because the straps was too tight in the start position, and it was a lot of things with, I don't know even how to show it, with elbow falls. So when you go like with somebody and you go through, you can do the micro fall, but it's our rules. I understand it, but why it was too much falls, nobody know it, because the table was not fixed. Table was like usually on top 8 match. Table are like fixed with some like platform, yeah. And on the Kiev table, you can take it. It was without any fixation. He like, it was the problem with the table, so it was even like do something and you can do the fall, or your opponent can help you get the fall. But nevertheless, the match was, guys say it was interesting, and I'm happy that for people it was interesting. For me, it was a big lesson, and very nice lesson. And for Krasi, I think it's also like gives him some thoughts about train wrist a little bit more, because he say that he will won with Laletin, with Ali, but with Ali is the guy with very strong top row, so he need to train his wrist. And after that match, I think he know it, and he will work about that. I hope it will be a good match, not so predictable like everyone's thing.
Yeah. Do you? I think it's inevitable that you'll end up coming over and pulling WAL. Are you practicing any WAL setups? Because I think a lot of Europeans, when they come over and pull WAL, they struggle with that setup.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Because, for example, the guy from the Italy goes to match with Matt Musk. Yeah, Gasparini. And we communicate with him a lot. He's a good guy. He's a young star. So he says that it was problems with that you are like have not relaxed wrist and ready go. It was like not expected start, because in the like PAL rules, you have to set it, everything, you like fix it, and after that you start. But in the WAL, it's absolutely another style. But I think it's also very interesting. Why I said like that? Because you have like pulling in your mind into before the start. You like compete with your opponent on the grappling position, on the hand control position before the start. You're already like trying to catch somebody better, to has better grip. and also you don't make these microphones. So like in the WL in another way, won the guy who are stronger in the most of situation, or smarter, of course. But also without power, without huge power, there's nothing to do in the WAL. And you ask me when I'm trying, I have some guys who like pull in WAL. They explain me what the difference. And to be honestly, like I don't see like the big difference in the preparation, but difference in the settings of your grip on the start, and also about the rules that you need to be ready a little bit more for like to something like false start, or for a little bit elbow fall or something like that. So if you like convinced in your power and you know what to do at the table, I think it's not a big problem to go with WL rules or PAL rules. Both of them are great, but of course there are difference. There are difference, and first of all, that you need to be ready to fight according to these rules. If you are ready, so you don't, it will be not some happened like unexpected for you. If you are ready that somebody will be going too fast from there, like when you are not thinking that it already set it. But if you are ready to start also, okay, you can fight. So what about difference? I don't think. I think maybe more arm wrestling. Arm wrestling need also in PAL and WAL, because I think it's good that we have both of them.
Well, I think that what you're trying to say is you can get away with a lot more cheating in WAL.
Oh, guys, I don't say like that. I say that when I do the microphone, you don't give me the microphone, so that's okay. That's okay.
Well, that loss to Ermi, that loss haunts Ermi's bad. I know that because he messages me quite regularly wanting a rematch with Matt, like almost begging me, make it happen, make it happen.
So we got a question.
Maybe we will see it, but a little bit later, because somebody else wants to check Matt Musk, especially left hand.
You want Matt Musk left hand?
I don't say no. Maybe something happened in the nearest future, and we will solve this match. Nobody know.
We talked about it a few times, Alex.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, if you're talking left-handed arm wrestling, you want to come to North America, man, I got a match for you right here.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
a guy.
I have one question, or maybe a couple of questions. Tell me, guys, who's the stronger 3 athletes, or maybe 4 athletes, left-handed in all the continent of America?
Jeff, you go ahead and answer that one.
Are we talking with WAL guys?
Yeah, absolutely. About WAL, the strongest of WAL guys from the America, yeah.
Devin Larratt.
Okay.
Now, when you say Devin, you got to also say that you also have to recognize that Devin has publicly stated that he is no longer training his left arm.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm going to leave Devin there for now.
Okay.
Cody Merritt. Ryan Espey. No, I'm going to swap that. I'm going to go Devin Larratt. Honestly, Ryan Espey, not just because we're friends. Cody Merritt would be left-handed. Who am I missing in there? Jerry Cataract got no left hand. Michael Todd's got no left hand.
You're missing Travis Bagent is who you're missing.
Yeah. I was also thinking about that.
Yeah. So I would put Travis under. I'd probably put Travis first. Travis, Devin, Ryan, Cody.
So can you repeat? The first is Devon or Travis?
Then Devin.
Okay. And Ryan, tell me what's your opinion? What do you think about? Because like you are like athlete, you try all the guys, I think, yeah, and you know who can be stronger but more comfortable, who can be more uncomfortable, something like that.
I think Travis Bagent is number 1.
Okay.
I am right below him at number 2. And I think if you had 6 months to prepare, it's then a toss-up between Cody Merritt and Eric Wolfell.
So tell me what exactly you mean when you have like 6 months for prepare.
Because Eric Wolfell is he's a guy that's been around forever. He can be ready.
Okay.
On a very, very high level, but if you had the match tomorrow, he probably wouldn't be a threat.
So the number 1, both of you guys tells that it's Travis, yeah?
Yeah, and that's going to be we're going to find out who the true number 1 is at the Red Deer Classic, because Ryan and Travis will have a match with Paul Passmore and Robbie Kirby.
So it will be? When it will be?
A year from now, yeah.
A year from now, same tournament.
So a year from now, next summer, yeah?
The same tournament that you're coming to.
I see. Oh, man, you make an amazing event, you know? You make it so huge and you add some extra on that. I don't know how to explain it, you know? All the guys from the Europe, like, yeah. All the guys says me that everyone's want to watch the video, the transmission from your event, and also like you make so cool pairs, like cool pair for arm fights. So I was not expecting that. Now I know it.
It really snowballed, especially from the Europeans. Like I think once it started to grow, the Europeans were really jumping on board. I was having a lot of messages from guys like the individual from Iran. You know, like these guys that are coming out on their own dime, and Daniel Prokopic from Moldova, Tibor Popo from Moldova as well. Like, yeah, they just want to come out and pull this tournament. So, so yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, it will be awesome event. We all believe that it will be great, and we know that it will be great because, you know, only one thing we need to make it happen. God helps you to make it happen, and I think the people who will be there, yeah, it's already interesting for everybody. Their fights, it will be awesome.
Yeah, and there's not 105 super matches.
It's yeah, that's Mr. Drellick having some fun with you.
That's Joseph.
So there was a question here for you, Alex. What is your opinion on Plamen Dimitrov?
Oh, he's a great guy. When I have my first vendetta in Italy, in that year when I have vendetta, it was the name of the guy, Manuel Battaglia. He was number 1 of the Italy in that year, but also like Gasparini was there, Lamparelli was there, Plamen Dimitrov from Bulgaria, like take the part in the main competition, not in the like maybe I don't remember. He also maybe have some arm fight. It was 3 arm fights, like guy from the Italy, 3 guys from the Italy, me from Poland, Plamen, as I remember, was like from the Bulgaria and somebody else. So Plamen is a very nice guy and absolutely strong guy for his base category. Absolutely amazing. He can make a big surprise for guys from heavyweights. What the interesting I know about Plamen when we talk to each other, he says that for he, the best way of trainings to has every week competition. I was really surprised about that because for me, like I actually take 7 days break before competition. I had rest 7 days, for example, before competition. But Plamen says that for him is best way to like every seven days has something like 100% training or even competition, something like this. So he's really young, he's really strong, absolutely interesting guy.
Awesome. Jeffrey, what else would you got here? We're getting up on that 40-minute mark.
Yeah, Joseph has got Drug's got an interesting question there on Daniel Prokopic and Oleg Kerkasov, and what Alex's thoughts are on him. Both those guys.
Can you repeat, please?
I don't know how to say Daniel's last name, or maybe it's even his first name, but we have a question on your opinion on Oleg Kerkasov.
Cherkasov, yeah. So it's about Cherkasov. Cherkasov is a guy from the Russia. He's very, very strong. Like he makes some surprise on all the Russians national championships. And the last time when I saw this guy, it was in the Moldova. He pulled with Daniel Prokopchuk. Daniel won that day, but it was a tough match. It was an interesting match. And it was absolutely interesting. It was like maybe 2 minutes or 3 minutes of hard 100% power pulling, and every second you can't predict who control or who will lose, who will win. So Cherkasov knows how to use his power. He's not the biggest guy, but he's one of the strongest guys in the room. It doesn't matter what the room. So he's very strong.
Would you say Daniel perhaps is one of the pound for pound strongest dudes out there?
I think absolutely yes. I think he's one of the strongest pound of the pounds dudes, because I saw even the match. It was in Ukraine. He won. He won maybe left open. I don't remember, but it was really good and cool guys from the heavyweights. They was prepared and they lose with him. So yeah, I think Daniel can make something like that when nobody expected that such a guy of his size, won with all the guys from the heavyweights, and Daniel did it.
Yeah, well, he's coming to Red Deer too, so I'm really interested in meeting him.
Yeah.
Well, are you guys ready to put a bow on this thing?
Yeah, let's make a quick prediction first before we go.
Let's make a prediction. Who do you got?
Ryan Espey and Alex Kurdecha. Left hand. Who wins?
Oh my God! Well, of course I'm going to say I win. Alex is going to say he wins, and we'll never. Hey,
I'm too shy. I never say like that.
You know what my prediction would be? There would be an interesting match, and all the hardcore fans of arm wrestling would want to see it, because there's a lot of unknowns in that match. Like, how does North American left arm heavyweights, super heavyweights stack up against European? And it would be, I think it would be an awesome drawing match. People would want to see it.
Absolutely agree with you, because also, like, it will be real heavyweights match. Yeah. The first ring. Also, like, all of you guys, except all of you guys know that Ryan always on the prime of left hand of the continent of the US, and also guys from the Europe know you, Ryan, and they know how strong are you, and for them it's always interesting to watch how you pull, and I think it will be a big show and nice match to watch it.
Yeah, Levin didn't know who I was until we had a match in Turkey, and I put the brakes on his left arm for a little bit. But he had no idea who I was. I had pulled Masters already, and my one wish is that I would have had that match without having to pull 2 days before that, just to see what would have happened. Because I pulled through his hand and then it went to the strap. But I think I actually fouled out of that match. But yeah.
But it was 2017 or 18 when it was?
18.
18, okay.
Or was it 18? Yeah, it was 18. Yeah. And
you been after 11, or what was your place on the stage?
I ended up not placing at all. I won the Masters. I won the gold medal.
I see.
I beat Malentiev and Cody Merritt and won the left arm Masters. And then I ended up, I don't remember what my place was on the Open, but it wasn't that good. I wish I'd have gotten in fresh.
Uh-huh. But you also pull in the Moldova in the second stage?
Yeah. And that referee still owes me $5,000.
And who was your opponent in the last Moldova stage?
Who was the guy? Who was
Alan
that guy? Hey?
Alan.
Yeah.
So what the name of that guy?
Alan Makiev or Makiev.
Makiev. Okay, I see. So you go into the final, and in the final you pull with Makiev, yeah?
Yeah, and I felt pretty in control.
Uh-huh.
And then I lost the match on fouls.
And before Makiev, who was before him?
Man, I don't remember the guys' names. I know that Sonev was there, but I don't remember the other guys' names. It was a bunch of guys I'd never met before.
I see.
Yeah.
But you will be in the final, and Makiev, I think, don't won with you by power, but only by tricks, because these guys know how to use the tricks.
Because the calls changed, right? So it was originally a slip-out losing position, and then they called it an elbow foul later.
I see.
Maybe when they saw the video and how ridiculous that losing position actually was.
I think in WAL it's never can happen like this.
It cannot happen. It's never. That's not even a rule in WAL. There's no losing position. Slip.
Yeah.
So all slips go to the straps, which is one thing I like about it.
I think I also like this rule. Like I always accept the PAL rules. Yeah. I know how to play by these rules, but it's what I like even more in WAL. That the match finished after somebody's hand is under the table, this special level, and you saw that who won, yeah, who is stronger.
Because sometimes it's the guy in winning position that initiates the slip, so it's up to the referee whether they think that guy on the losing side was going to lose. And often the case is if that match would continue, they might not. So anyway, it's a difference in rules. It is what it is. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, this is up. We're over the 45-minute mark. We should probably put a wrap it up here. But Alex, it was great talking to you, and we appreciate it so much that you popped on the show this morning. And all the best in the future. And stay in touch with us. And if you get some plans coming up, let us know.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys. I like to show your happy faces. And we all of us will be like believe in we don't have such problems with the COVID or coronavirus in the future, and we will come back to tables, to pool, to make arm wrestling, to make ourselves happy, because all of us need it. So enjoy yourself, guys, and trying to do best in the gyms to come back stronger to the tables.
Awesome. Jeff?
Take care, Alex.
As usual. All right. Thanks, guys.